My name's Laurie, Arbeiter.
And you're with what organization?
The Critical Voice.
Tell us briefly about that.
It's a group of artists and activists out of New York City, and we do different kinds of actions and also produce material using language to protest against the policies of this administration.
So when you say actions, what do you mean?
Well, on the first day of the new Congress, we went in with a banner, 4 banners actually, that were billboard-sized banners, and we went into the Senate Hart Building in Washington, and we hung them. One said war, one said torture, one said lies, and the last one hung 26 feet down. It said, "We will not be silent," which is a statement that originally was made in 1942 by a group called the White Rose in Nazi Germany. It was a group of students that produced leaflets clandestinely that were asking the German population to rise up against the abuse of power by the Nazis. And the 4th leaflet that they sent out successfully was signed, "We will not be silent." And on the 3rd anniversary of the invasion of Iraq, we took that statement and we put it on a T-shirt. And actually we only wanted 5 of them because we were protesting at that point against the occupation. We took an American flag, walked through the streets of New York for 8 hours, and that flag said no allegiance to war, torture, and lies. So when we wanted to produce this T-shirt, the T-shirt printer would only make 36. We thought we'd find 31 more people, and now we're up to 20,000 people, 20,000 T-shirts that we've distributed nationally and internationally.
Are you suggesting a parallel between the United States of America and Nazi Germany?
I would say when we look at the concept of the abuse of power, I think there are parallels we could draw. I don't think that we could say, that everything we can draw conflate it into one simple relationship. But I think that there is examples of the abuse of power with impunity that the Bush administration has conducted, and in their ability now to dismantle the Geneva Conventions and parts of our Constitution, to authorize and institute systemically a climate in which torture is allowable, to create prisons in which some of the atrocities that the Nazis actually committed are being committed under the U.S. command in Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo Bay. Yes, I could say that it's the beginnings of something that the Nazis took much further because there were greater numbers. But, as far as I'm concerned, once you begin to detain people illegally, once you begin to torture them, the seeds are there for something much greater to happen to many more people. And it's our responsibility, our moral responsibility, to begin to speak out immediately and make the reference so it doesn't ever get to that level that many people will actually suffer under that kind of regime.
You said your group contains a number of artists. Am I right about that?
Yes.
You're also an artist?
Yes, I am.
What kind of art do you do?
I'm a painter. I have an MFA. I trained as a painter. I had a studio in Long Island City, and I went there every day. I was going to make paintings, but on the way there, I'd be reading in the New York Times some of the, and other, The Nation, all about what was going on. And by the time I'd get to my studio, the painting just wasn't the medium I could use at this point to justify, to express what I was feeling and the outrage I was feeling. And so I closed my studio. I packed everything, put it in storage, and I began to work collaboratively with other artists in a group called Artists Against the War. I'm a member of that group as well. And we began to do things that would organize our ideas and express ourselves in a much more public way. We felt as artists we had a moral responsibility to use our skills to speak out against what was happening in this country. And I work on a daily basis, every day, now, in collaboration and individually, to try to bring this administration to justice and hold them accountable. We actually created what we called the first Endless War Memorial. We went into the Rayburn building. Inside the courtyard is a shallow pool, and we took over that whole area. We went in and we took 1,200 white roses, and we began to float them inside of the pool as some of our members read the names of the Iraqi war dead, the soldiers as well as the civilians. And we stood there until each of us were arrested, and when one would get arrested, the others would continue to read the names. And the white roses, which symbolizes the White Rose Resistance movement that has inspired us, actually froze inside of the pool, and it became a standing memorial for some time inside of the Rayburn building. Those are the kinds of projects that we have done. We created another Endless War Memorial inside of the Times Square, in front of the Times Square Recruiting Center. We were there for 6 days, from sunrise until sunset, 12 to 14 hours a day, and we read continually without a break. And we created the second Endless War Memorial in New York City. So we have conceptual ideas and we try to bring to fruition and make actually tangible and physical by entering spaces, occupying them, and creating something making something creative, using language and visual aids to get the attention of people, to do something a little different than usual. And it's been working.